Well, welcome back for the evening show in Australia, Melbourne, Australia. So today's topic is peace. It's a battle. What you got to do first is destroy the egos. There's no option. You can't placate the ego. The ego must be destroyed. No ego, enlightenment or peace. V lad. Oh dear, idiots. Boom, there's the fucking lion cat. Trying all your old tactics. You're wasting your time. I'm not playing that game anymore. Boring. Oh, you're new, Sherry Armour. Pretty little girl that I adore. Come, dear. In. And this is Sasha, the Hoa and Bulldog, the pet. Oh dear. There are Ben, a very last chance for you too. All they got to do is scroll up, bully. You can't do it. It's not a strategy. Now I haven't met Ben. You do want to come, I tell you. So we'll see. Oh, okay. Yeah, Benny, and sugar. Come, Benny. Time to really rock this house. Selflessness exists. Yeah, me and Benny, perfect example, and a bunch of other people. Not you fucking know. Yeah, of course you do, dear. Actually, you probably had it hots for sugar. In fact, I think that's true. Yes, crazy Renee. Oh, you bunch of chickens. Quack, 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 quack. Oh, yeah, Benny. So Benny, oh, the other dude, what's his name? Speak for yourself. What I'm doing at the moment, just talking to the crazies, on the internet. There's internet bullies, and boy, what a funny old group they are. And we're just waiting for our guests to come. So the theme today will be peace is a battle. So when we get people on board, or if we do, then I'll explain exactly why that's 100% true. And Benny, we got to have a talk. I think it's time to clear the air. Come on, Benny. You mean you bitch? I've got this bloody two-faced bitch, and oh golly, talk about you couldn't find enlightenment if it was labelled in a grocery store. Well, maybe, maybe not. Mm. Oh, hang on, what's he saying? Reveals his crazy ass ideas and his childlike mentality. Well, no, I'm quite the genius, really. The fail book writer. Well, that was your fault. If you hadn't listened, I could have sorted this out fucking 12 months ago. And I unfortunately trusted you people. Well, not so much trusted you, but I thought I'd give you an even break because I thought you were being fair income. In Australia, fair income means truth, honesty. The enlightened state is founded on truth and on honesty. To wriggle out of his mosh pit. Fucking hell. Yeah, I'll get this guy. I don't think he'll come in. Comes right. Oops, ran away. And then fucking Ziggy Bulldog came. Oh, is that sugar? Maybe she'll pop in and say hello to us. Hello, viewers. Hello, viewers. Today's going to be a really, 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 really big show. And we might be blessed by a special guest, Sugar Road. Come on in, Sugar. Have a chat. Don't be bashful. Time to step up to the enlightened state. Now, so I'll be back checking whether anyone's dropped in every now and then, but I'm going back to the crazy land. The troll trash is back tonight, Bulldog. He's obsessed and Sasha, 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 Sasha. I'll just put up the tattoo of this bloody Sasha is a troll, and I've got him or her, or you just don't know these days who's who in the zoo. Where is it? Oh, yeah. There it is. So I just posted. Don't go in, Sugar. That's interesting. Very interesting. So that means that you can see that. Oh, no, because I said it. Because I was talking. So that means, Bulldog, you're one of the viewers. You big, fat, ugly son of a bitch. Right, dude, listen carefully. You know, we're closing in on the end game. And that house of yours, that's becoming mine. And I'm not joking. I am getting your house. Because what you did is criminal. And it damaged and ruined my health position. So I reckon that's a safe bet. I promise you. And you can tell your girlfriend, Sasha, so he's fucking run away. You can tell your girlfriend, Sasha, his ass is grass too, because we've got your address and phone number. We know your full name. We know that you're in WA. And notice I said we. It is a real we. So we've got those details. And we've got a tattoo of Sasha. We've got his fucking house details. We know he's within a certain radius of here. So we're closing in, getting ever and ever more closer to fucking nailing his ass. So time's up, dudes. They're fucking running in and out. Okay, so Yeah, Renee, coming for you too. Oh, I don't know how we're going to do that, but I promise you I intend to. So when I go to the police here about the internet stuff, I'm going to sort of let them know what material I've got, and I'm going to suggest that, a good strategy might be to use it to, promote the bad behaviours on the internet. And I think it's a pretty reasonable, sound strategy. And what I'd like to do is use you as the model for the two-faced bitch of the world, worldwide. Where is that, Lukey? Come on, Lukey, drop in. You're missing out on all the fun. Well, fucking hell. About time you're starting to wonder, you stupid Christian homosexual lady. There's Frumpy bitch. Oh, Lukey. Now, how do I... So what I'll do, right, that. So we're worldwide and we're live, so this is getting recorded. That might be a thing that's keeping you bashful folks away. You shouldn't be bashful. I'll tell you why. Jesus said something, that you should be able to drop your dacks, stand naked in front of the world. And then, number 3, so the viewer count's going up. Anyone know where curb is? Curb's required. And the other thing is, so is that greasy Italian, I don't know whether he's Italian or not, Green, that prick. He's required. So I'm coming for you all. Not going to do anything violent, not like you pricks would do. That's not me. I'm just holding up the mirror, and I want you to take a good hard look at yourself. Not hard. So I'm also looking for my co-host, Mr. Luke Dog. So Luke Dog, if you're in the house, get in here. So where's Lukey? Lukey. Where are you, dude? Yeah, all right, dickhead. Luke. Lukey. Benny. Looking for you, Benny. Luke Dog. Come on, guys, you're missing all the fun. Hang on, I know what to do. I know exactly what to do. There he is. Ha ha ha. Lukey, gotcha. Benny. And a gangster, got you. Sugar Rhodes. No, Sugar Rhodes. There you are, lovely lady. Benny. Curb. Got a different logo. Is that the same you? You are. That's interesting. All right, invites have been sent out to some of the key people for the show tonight. See if our guests come along. That's the good thing about the internet, Google Hangouts. This is a fucking awesome tool. You could be running a show at any time of the night, and you don't have to pre-arrange your guests. You just send them a fucking link, and they bang pop up, and it's live worldwide. Absolutely brilliant. There's my next guest, the Jewish man by the name of Sydney, and he's atheist. So Sydney the atheist, Sydney sideways onion. No, that's not him. Sydney Sydney, 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 Winston. I can't find him. Doesn't matter. Wasn't much of a guest anyway. So what's happening in the shark pool? Lulu, come on in. no, Sugar must be busy. Sugar likes me. Oh, there she is, I think. Sugar, come in. Hurry up. Okay. They're worried, Sugar. You're one of the key people. All right, folks, what I'm going to do is just chill for a bit and wait now. Seeds have been sown. There's always tomorrow, and then the next day, and the day after that. Now, let's see what else is cooking up here. So, hang on, I'll just put the chat window up. Hello, dear. How are you? What? Yeah, I'm live. It's live. Yeah. Careful what you say. What?
Exactly.
That's right. But not me, dear. I say what comes to my mind. My mind rules or rocks. And oh, there he is. It is still the same perv. Yeah. So this is Cerberus, right? He's an absolute prick of a man.
Why?
Well, because of fucking all the bullying. Now, and hopefully not physically. I question him. Hopefully not physically. He's most likely mentally and physically abusive. No, I'm not. My wife's here, and if we need her evidence, and I've been married to her for 38 years, she'll know if that's true. He's obsessed with sex. No, I'm not. That you predict. Oh, dear. Fuck me. Oh, no, sorry. Oh, no. Golly, gosh, got to be careful what you say. But no, I'm not obsessed by sex. And he won't take care of his kids to the point. My kids are enlightened. They don't need fucking care. They're sort of come out of the womb ready to go. And point, they have nothing to do with him. She thinks I rape my children. My goodness. Now that's crazy. Bloody Renee. She's off a rocker. Most likely he's a nasty. Now, see, at least she said most likely. Usually they blurt it out as if it's a fact. Oh, my goodness. You are starting to think, well, about bloody time, Holy Moly. Now, Holy Moly is a Christian lesbian. What else does she? And she's a bitch to boot as well. We should never trust his stallion. No, she says we should never trust. We, the bully group, we should never trust his stash. You know, like his mustache. So I'm afraid when I had hope that she was actually thinking, wrong. Still in the depths of depravity. He said egos, lies, then his family matter. Yeah. Oh, no, hang on. No ego, no lies, and my family matters. But I'm not stalking you, silly bitch. You're imagining things, and imagination is the place of an ego and lies. It just is. Jeez. No, I tell the truth. You guys tell tons, bucket loads and bucket loads and bucket loads of lies. You just do. Like when he said, I sleep with other men. No, I didn't say that. I called you a whore for basically hanging out with other men on the internet when you've got a husband or a boyfriend or whatever he is. And, you know, you should be spending time with him, not this sort of shit. I think he's developed a predator instinct and has projected in on Mark. Oh, my goodness. Now, this is Mark. Mark, I annoy you. He's a sexual predator. And the projecting shit's going in reverse to what you just said. I have a screenshot of what he said. You can't get a screenshot of speech. What you might get is a sound bite or something like that. Or you can capture a screenshot of what I chatted. Yeah, so you wacky lot. I emailed it to my fiance. Good. Because get him to come and have a talk to me. Right? I'll explain what a twisted person you are. But don't worry, it's just a fucking behaviour. And egos are people's imaginary friends. So, you know, it's not a biggie. You just got to tell the truth and you're good to go and you've learnt the lesson of a lifetime. I just hope Rob isn't violent. No, I'm not. I'm say peace is a battle. So, I see what you've done. No. The battle for peace is one in the mind, right? It just is. So it's not a physical fucking battle. Now, Bulldog's still woofing away. Who's this? This is Renee again. What crazy shit's she going to come up with now? Now, you know, dear, I'm not screenshotting. I'm actually got a whole fucking video. I really just want to think that best of people, but he is rather. No, it's no tragedy here, dear. You're a tragedy. Actually, we could talk that back. So again, projection, I suspect. I believe, fucking don't believe a thing, dear. Make sure you know stuff. He's so nasty and mean that he's most likely. But there is a change I'm noticing, Renee. Renee, you're qualifying your bullshit. But it's still bullshit. What you should do is clarify stuff and then don't believe anything but speak the truth, just like I do all the time. Holy moly, I wonder what will take for him to realize he has a Messiah coming. No, you silly bitch. What I said was I'm like the real Jesus, and I really mean, oh, here we go, Soccer's on board. Hello, Soccer. So I said I'm like Jesus, and I truly am. I followed his teaching, and I know exactly what it is, and so I lived the life just like Jesus did. So does Benny, so does Lukey, so does Rose, so does, forgive me, mate, Jay, yeah, my young dude friend who's enlightened, just like my son. Hey, Holy and Renee, is Rob abusing you guys again? No, coward. Come in. This who I'm talking to now is a guy. Oh, he ran away already. This guy called Soccer Count. So if you ever look him up on the G Plus, Soccer Count. A fucking right nightmare he is. Stizer! Whoa! Now he's an egotistical son of a bitch. Yes, Soccer, sexually this time. Okay. Now the devil's in the details. So what's been, an accusation's been made. My wife is standing by me as a witness. What Holy Moly has just said. Oh, okay, I get it. I get the connection. She's what she's saying. Bulldog's desperate to keep Sty away. My Sty's got a Stizer. Sty. Man on pig. Sty. Yeah. Yeah, so I get the connection. But it's all bullshit. Sugar taught him something to She's like me. Okay, holy moly, you do love sugar, don't you? You naughty, naughty, naughty bitch. You shouldn't do that to people that you love. And sugar's not gay, so give it up. Now, he won't leave us alone, even though he promised if we blocked him, we would. No, you blocked me, which is okay by me, and you're still here hanging around like a bad smell. It's easy. Fuck off. Go spend time with your husband. He's pretty malicious. No, I'm pretty truthful. He talks about sex all the time. No, that's you idiots. About gays, and he talks about perverts. I think he is one. Again, you're qualifying yourself. No, the sexual pervert, and we've got evidence, is Mork the Dork, the guy that stalks. Yeah, oh, that's where you got it from. Mark, he's the fucking stalker. So you do know, you fucking do know, you naughty people. No cares about what we deal with. No, I care, dear, but I care fucking little. I care very little for bullshit, and I can actually help you with your troubles, and I could probably do it within a 10 or 15-minute session. So the offer's always going to be there, holy moly. Just come to me and be honest, and I'll talk through things with you, and I'll explain why you have drama, right? Always there for you, holy moly. He hates gay people. No, I don't. I feel the same about every fucking person on the planet. What I hate is fucking egos. But they're nothing, really. They're just thoughts inside your head. He's really nasty about them. Yeah, I'll explain what I'm nasty. Well, I'm not nasty anyway. I just kick them. So I can't believe he's calling people sluts and whores in front of his wife. Does she have no self-respect? So, Soccer, welcome aboard. You fucking pathetic prick. Now, if you think you're a courageous man, step into the arena. We're live now and we'll have a debate. But we'll do it Rob's way and Rob's rules, which is the most efficient way of debating on the planet. Because what does it do? It fucking cancels out bullshit. So, come on in, get a life lesson. Now, your time's running out, Soccer. Soccer. Your time's running out. I won't be here forever, and you won't get this opportunity again. Oh, well, maybe Benny. Maybe you can't counsel with Benny. He does appear to be rather hate-filled. Van, well done. But you still shouldn't broadcast until you're sure. Now, here's Renee. She does it the true, so we're losing her. She's going down to the deep hole. He's very hate-filled. No, I'm not. I'm quite the opposite. It's all about love for everybody. Rather unenlightened of him. No, it's enlightened, because I care for these people with their bad ways. He keeps stalking me. Yes, that's right. But the real stalker is Mork the Dork. He's the one stalking you, dear. I was with my friends. They're not fucking friends. They're just egos. And he came and called me names. No, I just came and said the truth about you. I think he's afraid his wife is a lesbian. Holy moly. Come on, get real. Right, so Holy Moly says, I'll say it again. Holy Moly says, I think he's afraid his wife is a lesbian or something. So this is how it works. Is that Benny? Benny? No, it's not Benny. Benny, come on, mate. You're missing out on some big fun and a lesson of the lifetime. Hang on, where are we? Women, golly gosh. They get so fucking chatty, it's hard to keep up. Huh? Hi. Oh, this is good. Come in, good. You're a bit of an enigma at the moment. Now they get so... Is that the soccer prick? No, Shadow. There, this prick, right? Prick. Now, I don't know whether this Shadow heathen, fucking heathen, all right? So I just sort of gave him the invite to come in. Oh, holy God. Oh, they're all up. Oh, and we've got a person. Gerd. Now, Gerd, I don't know you, right? Now I think I do. You must be part of the Troll Patrol. But guess who's around, viewers? We've got Hermit the Crabby. Hey, Hermit. So we'll see if Hermit comes in, because she does have some courage and conviction, but she'll be sort of defending a bad position, and she'll be cranky. So I call her Hermit the Crabby. She's a Christian woman and a bully. Oh, there's Sasha. Sasha, come in. Likes to operate in the shadows, you know. Now this guy, this guy. No, is that Soccer again? No, it's Shadow. Shadow. Phew, I've gotten all I need from him. So this coward is pissing off now because they can read the play. Coward. Internet fraud. Skulker in the shadows. Internet fraud. Who's that? Shadow. Shadow. You heathen. You intellectual moron. They're trying to block the he fucking ran away. Holy moly, stop being an idiot. Come and visit. Don't be afraid. I don't bite. I don't bite the honesty. Well, now this guy called Benner is another intellectual fraud. Come in. I am out. I should have said fat asses. I'm not nasty at all. You're the nasty one. And why? Why do we know that's an absolute fact? We hold up the mirror. And we've got a team of you pricks all doing the same thing, and I'm constantly telling exactly the same story. So come on, people, come on in. You know you want it. You know you want enlightenment. And times are running out, and you may not ever. So Jesus had a saying, many of the first will be last. And those people, right, when they come to the death point, they die in regret, right? We only get one life. So the worst way to spend it is, with your fucking ego, and to die with regret. That's the saddest thing ever. And that's what you're at risk of doing. So come on in. There's so old Sasha thinks he's fucking still in control. Yeah. Come on in. Show us your tats. Show us your tats. Oh dear, they're stubborn pricks. So he's so big, he has 7 chins. Then he yells fatty. He's very, very fat. Well, no. No. I'm carrying a little bit of weight because you got to be honest, but it's not that bad. I'm fucked in the head. This crazy prick. Rob, entire argument is flawed. Well, come in and debate. All right. I counted 8. What's that? 8 tats or what? 8 what? 8 what? 8 what? What? Hang on. 8 what? What? Now, this is Renee. She says, I think Rob is rapey. No. Rob thinks every assertive woman is a bitch. No, you're not assertive, you silly bitch. overrating yourself. Beasley has a touch of pig eye. Ah, now that's interesting, right? Because what he's talking about is that bloody sleeves. Oh, 8 chins. Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. Yeah, well, hey, Renee, it's easy. Go fucking get off the computer, spend time in the real world. Now, yeah, men who disagree with Rob are trop. Hey, he talked about my. I did not. Yeah, well, actually, when I was telling you about Mark, I was saying that, he's coming after your titties or whatever. But anyway, get the screenshot. Let's talk about it. Oops, who's that? Oh, there's the skulker, the Jewish man that we want to talk to. Come on, be brave. Be brave. You crazy motherfucker. Come on. Bulldog doesn't want it to happen. He's trying to be in control. So he thinks he's the master controller. Yep. Sydney thinks he's the master controller. Yep. Come on, boys. All in. Sauna. Because they're probably fucking gay. There's some sexual. Well, see, the thing is, when you assign yourself to the ego, the context of your life, like, has a bias towards sex, and you cause the fucking world a lot of trouble. You guys go overseas and fucking abuse kids in brothels, child sex and all sorts of manner of things, all manner of perversion. Wouldn't mind betting you sit around a room just talking about your sexual fantasies, and jerk off or something like that. It's all wrong. When you come to the good side, to the God, when you come to the good side, those things aren't present, because the sexual relationship follows love. So love first, sex second. You people, it's just sex, and you cause the world a nightmare, and people get abused and all sorts of shit. Okay, where do we go now? Rob assaulted me. So I've never even met this fucking intellectual moron. And he's an Australian, and he's a fucking disgrace to our nation. There they are, the two puss, or funny farm people. Bulldog, the bully dog. So, they've got no shame. They broadcast their status. And this guy's carrying around a little doggy, so I guess that's the gay signature. And he's an atheist, and he has he comes from Jewish people, so he's a real sort of strange old bird. Now, boys, come on, come in. You say to the world that you're brave people. Yes, that's what you say. But I promise you, you're not. You're cowards to the nth degree. And it's not that you can't be brave people, but you can't be brave and live under the governance of your egos. It just doesn't work that way. So I know that stuff. Now, so this Benner, be proud. You fucking idiot. Pride is a problem, right? And that's what this prick's. I said proud. Doesn't matter. Oh, there comes this control freak. Control freak bullfrog. Lots of messages over here. Shit, they're going all over the world. They've just gone burlesque. So here's the debate style. Well, come in and let's talk about that style, Soccer. Come in. Come on. Come in, Soccer. As soon as I did that, fucking Bulldog came up and takes control. So what we got here, so this is all being recorded. We've got evidence of the control freak, because he's the one, Bulldog's the one that hops around all the screens. So he's trying to dominate the whole thing, and he's off his fucking nutter. I tell you. Now, he's the guy, he's the number one dude that's in trouble for bullying me 12 months ago. He's gone to the group, so he's the one that's pissed in the water and fouled it. Thank you. Now I finally worked that out, and it's absolutely true. Now, if Benny's around, Benny's an enlightened dude. He'll just come straight in. He has no fear whatsoever. But the people that have got egos, they stay outside because they are living in the shadows, right? They just are. So this is a great lot of evidence that really, so things are really wrapping up, because I've got to get on and I've got to bring down Islam. Fucking cancel it. Fucking nightmare that is. And it's actually related to this ego notion. And I can explain explicitly why that's actually the case, and then demonstrate it. I've done all my research. So Islam, your fucking days are numbered. But don't worry, Muslim people. I'm going to give back to you the Injil, which, you know, everyone thought was lost. Well, I know exactly what it is. And what it delivers is 100% pure spirituality from the man of the millennia, Jesus, the real Jesus. So I'm an absolute expert on him because I studied his teachings, and that's how I became enlightened. Yeah. Although I think there's a bit of a natural situation, because it's almost like I've always been enlightened and misunderstood. That's what happens with us enlightened folk. We are the minority at the moment, but we need to shift that real fucking quick. We need to get everyone else on board. Okay, right, let's go. Drunk Australian. There's that pigsty. This will be massive if we can get him in. Come, Sty. Come, Sty. I am your master. Because that's what gets up his nose. Fucking go away. Oh, fucking heck you. Dear. So what's happening here? Drunk hung. C word. So he's off his tree immediately. He really is an easy one to get a rise out of. So this guy Stizer, what he's threatening to do is hack my account. So he's actually given away his behaviours, what he actually does. That's what happens when you wind up the ego. It gets as clumsy as all shit, and like it starts shitting in its own nest. And that's what's happening here. Come on, Stizer. Come on. You know you can do it. He's pissed off. Now, I'd rather live under Islamic regime than live under Rob's roof, his poor family. Nah, I don't think you would, dear. No, it's fucking Islam is a fucking nightmare, I promise you. Yes, so they're all criminals. Well, all egos are the baseline for all egos are the baselines for crime. Every crime. Every fucking crime, without a shadow. Fuck, hang on, let's say, fuck off, I'm not in the mood for you, kid. So, see, the funny thing is, right, and I bet you he won't run away now. He'll just sit there, fucking tit-tat, 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 tit-tat. He's hooked. That's because of the ego mind's nature. It just wants to be fucking ruler of the world, and that's what this Sty does. And he causes havoc everywhere he goes. And he said, I'm not trolling. It's an addictive drug to them. They can't help it. And that's what's happened to our friend down corner. You know, the power trip. They feed off it. Let's see if I'm right. No, Jesus wasn't a selfish hippie. You're fucking imagining things. Where's your evidence? I think Rob likes to slut shame people. It's messed up. No, I don't. Who was the person that stepped in to care for Sugar Rose while you people, right, you Christian loving people, fucking kicked the shit out of her? They're fucking, look at them all. Fucking everywhere. And this is only half of their tribe. And I'm managing it. Anyway. Oh, I just sit back and watch. I'll just report. I think I might just report on the interesting tidbits. That's interesting, Bulldog. That's interesting. But I know exactly what the Down story is, and maybe Down is the one that poisoned your drinking water, and then you got the taste of success. Rob, take your meds and leave sugar alone, dirty old man. See how he's refurbished that. Now, if we had sugar, if she was available and had to come in, I could have had her say, and that's sugar, this is where you sort of let me down a bit. But don't take it to heart. I can live with all sorts of. But if you come and join me when I call you to, then I could have you here and I could say, here's Sugar Rhodes, and you could give your commentary. Oops, hang on, new person. Who's this? Helena Handbasket. Doesn't sound like a fucking interesting handle. So, we could say if Sugar was here, right, she would actually tell the truth about the situation and how positive an influence I've been in her life. I don't want to overrate myself. She'd probably tell me, no. But I actually have. So, Bulldog, right, Everett's still struggling to maintain control. He said, downplayed you. Now, this is a guy that sort of, but I've always known Mr. Bulldog, always, right from the very beginning. So he says you fell for it, right? I didn't. I just hoped that he was turning the corner. Now, what's Helena? Play with fire, get burnt. Sugar is keeping as far away from your crazy ass. No, she's not. I actually asked her, I didn't ask her. I recommended that she actually get some space. But you guys are still trying to torment her. And if I find out that that's the case, you'll be the one. Well, actually, can't you see? I'm fucking tormenting you people. Well, it's not you people, it's your fucking egos. No, you didn't. Yes, you did. No, you didn't. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. No, you. Yes, you know you. Yes, you know you did. Rob will try to corrupt all. No, Rob is enlightening all. You guys are corrupted through your own circumstances. Well, bad luck for you then, eh, Bulldog? Because now I'm just about to tie you people up into a nice little bow and hand you off for justice. But you also got to remember, justice has been served. Oh, here we go, Sydney the idiot. Rob will. Don't say Jesus in front of bloody Sydney. He fucking hates Jesus. Rob will try to corrupt all. Jesus was selfish. No, he wasn't. Rob, have you decided what you want to do when you grow up? I've always been grown up. I've always been enlightened. I just didn't fucking know it. Like Mother, probably like, yeah, well, it's exactly the same for you pricks. Like Mother Teresa. Yeah, well, I don't know about Mother Teresa. I've got a question mark in my mind about her. On the surface it looks the goods, but I don't know. Might be a bit of ego in there or something. He made you come back to G+. Okay, that's fine. I'm here. Next question. Down made you look like a fool. Did he? Like I said to you, Bulldog, I always fucking knew what was going on. Except, when you guys bullied me, I didn't know that these sort of troll groups, I didn't understand that, or wasn't aware of it, right? That's all. Now I'm fully aware and I know exactly how it works. We all laughed. You just gave it away, you idiot. That's the signature of the troll, and that's your motive, right? You do it for kicks. You just said it. Hang on, screenshot. I told you get careless. And this is what, by design. I get you into situations like this, and by design, you fucking screw yourselves over. Oh dear. Benny, where are you? It's just so funny. Bullfrog, confession. And see, I've got the other confession. One of you pricks rang Australia and said that I needed to be down trolled your ass all the way to China. No, I haven't been to China. Again, you're being fucking creative, Sydney, you nutcase. Yes, that's correct, Benno. I'm 100% aware. No, you didn't. Yes, you did. No, you didn't. Yes, you did. He killed you at home. Yeah, I know he did. I know. I told you, Bulldog. I fucking know everything. You Dick Wade. Dick Wade. It's WAD. W-A-D. Now, interestingly, Bulldog, the rest of the crew have shut down. They've gone all quiet. They're in contemplation mode. Right? They're seeing that you're the fucking enigma. Right? You're the poison. You're the virus. Now everybody knows, because we tape this. Taped. We recorded it. Everybody knows that you're the virus. You're the ultimate virus. Or you and Down. Right? Now he trolled you and you don't know. You hang on. Screenshot. Control freak. You're as sloppy as a wet fish. So here we go. Screenshot. Now the other thing is too, I've decided that I'll come into your rooms. I will, because I know I've worked a strategy out how to deal with that situation. Oh, here comes Sydney, the old poof. So, B frog, loser. you loser. Who's your daddy, Bullfrog? Who's your daddy? It's me, Robbo. I own you. I own your ass. Now, I say I don't own him, of course, because we're equals. But I have absolute control over this situation. He's got fucking zero. And we can see it by what he's saying. Now, what did Sydney say? Come on, Sydney, dear. How are you going to react when you find out Benny is trolling? Oh, hang on, that's gold. I got to discuss that one with Benny. You've just been tag team, Sydney, by fucking two of the finest minds on the planet. You fucking idiot. Oh dear. Human beings, when will you fucking wake up? Yeah, I will, Sydney. Yeah, you bitch. I'll even do it now, actually, if you've got a room going. Put the link in there. You old poof. Put the link in there and oh, hang on, Sydney, I can't. But I will, I promise. Next time, I've got something else doing at the minute. So, Sydney. Fail. Yeah, I do. Yeah. He's from fucking Romania, you idiot. Oh, dear. Holy moly! You know who Benny is, Rob? You know who Benny is, Rob? You know who Benny... Yeah. He's like Jesus. Just like me, like Jesus. That's who Benny is. Now, Rob, last chance. No, Sydney, get fucked. I can't. I've got this room open. And what you're trying to do is... And I've got this recorded. So, get fucked. I ain't coming. There's always tomorrow, Sydney. Sydney, there's not quite the urgency that you think. No. Oh, fucking hell. If you didn't bully me. Oh, there's my friend. 5 diplomas. Come in. So now I might have some company. Come in, 5 diplomas. But it's up to you. Yeah, you got it. I just gave it to you. So this person is enlightened, I think. I probably just need a few moments of voice time, but that's up to them. But he'll decide. Well, actually, all the cues indicate it. Because he comes and goes as he please, and he seems to report back accurately. Do you know how Dan got to you, Rob? Yeah, fucking precisely. Yeah. Oh, okay, all right, okay. Well, that's your call. No drama. Oh no, here we go. Who's this? Oh, holy moly! I think. So we'll just pause the ruckus in the outfield to talk to Holly Minnie. Now she might be a bit off a tree. Okay, so now she's critical of me saying holy moly, right? Now she's probably not a mole, but I do that to the egos. That's all. Hello, holy moly.
Hey, why are you using my name in vain?
How so?
You've been calling me out and making fun of it. Why are you using my name in vain?
Well, how so? What name in vain?
My name.
What? Holy?
Yeah.
Well, what's wrong with holy? Oh, hang on, I know why. Hang on. Because you're not a holy person. You're a bad Christian.
Oh, I'm a bad person. Do you know what the word holy means?
Hang on. You're a bad Christian. You're not following Jesus, right? You're just not.
But you're not following Jesus either.
Yes, I am. 100% of all the time.
Can you prove that to me?
No, I don't want to.
Why not?
Because I just don't. It's my choice.
Well, then how can I take that as your word?
What's that? Sorry?
How can I take that as your word?
Well, I just said it, so it's my word.
Just because I say something, do you take what I say as my word?
Now I'm not really a judge, but I take people on their actions, and that tells me who they are. Hey, hang on a minute, Holly, hang on.
Yeah, sure.
Well, 5 diplomas, welcome. And this person here is Holly. She's a Christian, she's a lesbian, and she's a bitch. But she doesn't.
I think that's sexist.
What? Which part?
Calling me a bitch is sexist, and calling me a lesbian would be incorrect.
Oh, okay. Correct me. I thought you said you were gay.
That would be maybe Sugar's doing. I'm not really sure. I wouldn't quite state it that way.
Okay. Well, we've got to get clear then. So you're not. You don't have homosexual tendencies at all. Zero.
Oh, I do, but I think it's on a sliding scale. I don't think that it's all one way or the other.
Holly, it's fine. The real Jesus never spoke about homosexuality at all, and it's part of nature. And the real Jesus taught, to accept nature for what it is.
I think Sugar actively handed you a tool to chisel at me, and I recognize that, and I kind of blame her for it. And because of that, I've had to deal with you every single day.
Holly, relax. Sugar did no such thing. I picked it up in conversations.
I witnessed her type it, and I witnessed you respond. Are you lying to me? Because you told me you don't tell lies.
I don't. So, again, I'll say it to you again. Now, I've got to warn you, don't broadcast information. I mean, you're free to say whatever you like, but don't broadcast something without me having an opportunity to give a counter position. So what I said to you was this, right? I said to you, I picked it up, this homosexual thing in conversations with you, because I don't take one person's word against another. I need more information than that before I'm prepared to make a call. And as we can see in this conversation, by your own admission, you have homosexual tendencies. All I want to say is that's a perfectly natural thing. So get over it.
I want you to prove to me that you aren't a sexist.
Okay, well, define sexist.
Somebody that decides that another gender is lesser than their gender.
Okay, well, here's me, right, 100%, and this is what Jesus would say, and Benny would say, and all of us good people. We only see one race. the human race. We don't see.
I talked about gender. Race and gender are different.
Hang on, I hadn't finished. We see no difference in gender. So the teachings of Jesus. Now, how can I explain this to you? Okay, I can do it, right? So I'm going to teach you the real Jesus teachings. And I'm going to use that to demonstrate how he felt and how I feel about these sort of issues. Gospel. Hated that they named it the Gospel of Thomas. It's not the fucking Gospel of Thomas. It's the Gospel of Jesus. It's premium spiritual teachings on the whole planet. Hey, Holly, I want to just acknowledge your courage.
It doesn't take any courage to talk to you, Rob.
No, but you did. I mean, no one else has yet, so you were first, so I'm just saying. Gospel of Thomas. I'm trying to be nasty. I'm actually being quite sincere. Righto, so this is what Jesus said, right? And this is how I feel about things. I don't see any gender when it comes to spirituality at all. I mean, there is gender, because that's nature as well, but homosexuality is part of nature. So this is what Jesus said. And he's talking to Simon Peter, so he was a real dude. Simon Peter said to them, "Make Mary leave us." So, you know, this would be a classic Jewish male position in the day, right? Because of the bullshit that's come downstream from the Persian Judaism. He says, Simon Peter said to them, "Make Mary leave us, for females don't deserve life." And that's an absolute crappy statement. Now, here's Jesus, and you've got to respect the elite thinker and clear thinker that he was. Jesus said, "Look, I will guide her to make her male." Now, you've got to remember this is an interpretive piece, and he's dealing with someone that he still cares about, Peter, who's lost in fucking wrong thinking. So, look, so he's covering everybody. Everyone's getting ultimate respect. "Look, I am guiding her to make her male, so that she too may become a living spirit resembling you males." That statement there is saying that in a spiritual context, all humans are absolutely equal, and that's absolutely true. Women, however, are superior spiritually to the male form because of the relationship to the sexual, you know, the sex drive and that sort of stuff.
Oh, so I should be the one talking.
Wait.
Right? Because I'm superior. I might be more enlightened. You never know.
Wait. Don't interrupt. I haven't finished. He's saying you shouldn't disrespect Jesus. You should listen.
I was calling a point of contingency.
Oh, okay, I understand. But this time you got it. But I've only got a little bit to go, and I'd rather let Jesus' whole word be spoken. So he says, "For every..."
Can we call your Jesus Jesus, just for clarity?
No, he's Jesus. He's the real man.
I'm gonna call him Jesus. No offense.
Well, it is offensive, but I don't mind. It's free will. You do whatever you like. And just hang on. Let me finish. "For every female, right, who makes herself male will enter the kingdom of heaven." It's the primo statement on absolute equality. That's what he's saying, and that's how I feel. I hate inequality. Across the human platform, we're all fucking the same. Whether you're homosexual, whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're pink, you know, just whatever. It's irrelevant. We are still...
Point of contingency.
Okay, I like contingency. That's interesting. Can I comment on that first?
Well, I brought it up because it seems like you've demonstrated that you do have issues with all these sorts of things.
Oh, okay, go ahead. But do it one by one.
Well, you claim that you're attacking people's ego, but you do it in a way that hammers at sexuality.
Hold it. Now, oh, okay, that's my daughter's boyfriend. Now, he's Asian, you know, so we're an all-inclusive family. Now, so what you just said is absolutely wrong, and let me explain why, and then you can move to your second point. What I do, I attack the ego. You said that, and I acknowledge that. That's absolutely true. If I see ego, I go after it, but it's really just holding the mirror up to that ego. So what I do is I deliberately extenuate, what that ego. So take your example, right? For a person that's of Christian back teaching that has homosexual tendencies.
Point of contention.
Can I finish my point?
Contention.
Can I finish my point?
Well, I'm using your rules.
Well, I understand that, but can I finish my point?
Rob.
Yes.
You told me that if we had an issue, we couldn't move on.
All right. Okay. Where you go?
It's a sliding scale. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm on Team A or Team B. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, but it's still true to say that you have homosexual tendencies for whatever fucking reason. I think it's just natural, And I think that the religion... See, I know the true story about Christianity, and I know that it's a political religion that took the true Jesus teachings under its wing to support that political agenda. And homosexuality, the homosexuality that's used in the Bible to criticize homosexuality, is fucking wrong thinking. It's just completely wrong. But for you, right, it creates a dilemma or whatever, which basically...
Have you talked to him about it? How do you know?
Well, I know shit. I'm an absolute expert.
How do you know?
Well, okay.
We have never actually had a conversation about this, and nor do I know if I would invite you to have this conversation, but you and I haven't actually really truly had a conversation about this. Again, Sugar fed you something in the side chat, I witnessed it, and then you jumped on it and started chiseling away, and I just think it's very fascinating.
Point of contention.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much. No, we have actually spoken because you are a bit ballsy. You don't mind, standing up for your convictions. So, again, full credit for that. I like that in people. But you didn't stand by Sugar when she was getting a kicking, and I don't like that. No, but where I picked everything that I know about you from was from the conversations that we had, and I'm observing you in the chat. I mean, I'm probably one of the best people on the planet in terms of reading the true condition of a human being. I'm like Jesus.
I don't think Jesus would slur or bully me over it.
But he would attack ego, because what they did in his day, right? So they wouldn't let people into the community unless they sort of felt that hang on, who's this Gerd? I don't know this Gerd, so I'll just have to keep him on ice for a bit. Gerd, would you please type something in the side chat so I can get to know you? If you don't do it, I'll just kick you. My time now is with Holly. So back in his days, right, the real Jesus, who was the righteous teacher from Qumran, and he lived with the Essenes. That was the context that Jesus came from. They were Nazarites. Nazarites is an ancient tradition that comes down from the Torah, and basically it means austere spiritualists, right? So they go and live the life dedicated to authentic spirituality, and they had these really strict rules, right? So they would assess people before they'd let them into the community, and if someone was in the community and they basically slipped a bit, like they became selfish and spotted, they would piss them off for fucking 2 years, right, before they'd let them back. So the rules were quite strict. All I'm doing is applying the same standard. I'm really, 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 really strict now. I've sort of played half-ass with you people, but right now I'm 100% strict. So when you talk shit, I'll pull you up and I'll get you to explain your position, and hopefully you'll see that, oh shit, maybe he's got something there. And what that does, it points out your ego. And the ego is the thing that fouls our existence. You could call
I don't know. Has Jesus ever mentioned the ego directly?
Let's see if I can answer that. Because I learned all this shit from his teachings. Oh, well, another spiritual teaching. So ego. Did you see that? That Gerd has a nefarious agenda. That's why he pissed off. Now you see, I picked that up without even talking to the individual and no typing or anything. I just know that that's a fact.
I just want to know if Jesus addressed ego, because I think that this is something that you've constructed in your mind.
Okay, all right. Pride. Yes, I got it. Are you ready?
He talks about pride, not an ego.
No. Well, you're talking from the Roman bullshit. I'm talking from the real man. Here it is.
You're talking about Jesus. We're going to call him Jesus the gardener. And Jesus...
Hang on, Holly.
Jesus' books was thrown out.
Hang on, Holly. I can say whatever I fucking like, and you can say whatever you fucking like. Now, I'm saying he's the real Jesus. You can say Jesus or whatever. That's okay. Righto, here we go. This is showing you that Jesus knew about this phenomenon. And actually, Holly, if you want to one day, but not today, I can actually get into this stuff in a really specific way. It'll probably take us about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on your behaviours, but I can explain explicitly what this is in terms of how the whole fucking world works. And if you then examine that and test it in your own world, in your own life, it will really empower you to be a totally content and happy person. Just saying. Now, so Jesus said, lucky is the lion that the human will eat, so that the lion becomes human. And foul is the human that the lion will eat, and the lion still will become human. That's specifically talking about this thing called ego. Do you want me to explain? Or sorry, can you work that out or not?
I think that you again have fabricated a phrase that you've become attached to, and that it still doesn't say ego.
Okay. Well, we're getting there, but just hang on a second. It fucking does, I promise you. And I'm going to explain explicitly. I just got to think. No, it's not from the Bible, 5 diplomas. This is from the authentic Jesus teachings.
It's from the Gospel of Thomas, which is not in the Bible. It was thrown out as a Gnostic gospel.
Yeah, but bit of additional information.
See, I believe in the real Jesus, the one that is the deistic being, the one that says I and my Father are one. The Roman Jesus that he complains about, which isn't really the Roman Jesus. He believes in a Gnostic Jesus, which is just, I don't know. It was really a cult from back in the days, but we're gonna roll with it.
Yeah, that's right. What you're talking, so my counter view, because you just broadcast a position, which means now I'm entitled to broadcast my position. The real story is, right, and
Rob's story.
That's the real story. Settle, Holly. Hey, Holly, if you go into cognitive dissonance, I'm going to tell you when that happens. You're a little bit on the edge of it. Anyway, so Rob's story is, and Rob wrote a book, what is this thing called? God. Is that there was a real person called Jesus. He was the most gifted spiritualist, humanist, whatever you want to say, but he was just a man ever. And that can be related to, the likes of Gandhi, and so we can see through history that there are other instances of the story. And, it's still all humanist, it's all natural.
Do you think Gandhi was enlightened?
Yes, I do. Now,
do you think Gandhi was racist?
I don't know. He might have, just for the sake of doing it, but no, he definitely.
Yeah, he treated North Africans pretty badly. He's actually racist.
Holly, okay. Keep that in mind, because I don't want to censor that. I just want to finish my point, because you broadcast a view. That allows me to broadcast an opinion, so that we have a common base. So, right, so my Jesus, real dude, gifted, matches Plato perfectly, just
he's really philosophically accurate, but he's about knowledge, not belief. He doesn't fucking stomach belief, and that's the true position. Come forward in time, 70 AD, the fucking Romans, they made up a cult, just like Holy said. But, or she said my Jesus is a cult, but there's no cult context. I know all about cults and how they work. The Romans created a cult, just like they did with Caesar. They deified the Jesus story, and they made up stories about miracles and fucking walking on water and bloody virgin births, all of this fucking magic and all this magic. Oh, hope they're okay. All this magic shit.
My cat.
Yeah. So all this magic shit, and so Holy would like to have us all believe that magic shit, right, that no one ever witnessed and we never fucking get to see today, so no bugger can walk on water. She wants to say that's the perfect truth, whereas I want to say, no, bullshit. The knowing position, the scientific Jesus, that's the truth. All right, Holly, you're up. You're next.
I embrace the supernatural Jesus and also science at the same time, and so I do both, but I see where you're trying to go. I don't understand how you can find purpose in what Jesus teaches you without ascribing some sort of supernatural or God belief to it. Meaning, I don't see why you think that Jesus is any more inspired than Buddha, any more inspired than Gandhi, any more inspired than Obama. Please tell me why.
Well, they aren't. They're all the same. They're all the same. Enlightened condition.
So they're all the same. So you could follow the teachings of Obama and it would be equal to Jesus?
Correct. Yeah, well, sorry, one qualifying thing. As long as he has an authentic understanding. I don't need to follow anyone's teachings. I've already worked it out. So I've attained the level that all those people.
Do you think you've surpassed Jesus' teachings?
You can't, because there's only.
Why can't you surpass Jesus? Is there some supernatural like barrier?
No, this is no supernatural at all. That's all bullshit.
So why can't you actually one-up this Jesus character that you seem to know?
Yeah. The way it works, and this applies across population and across gender, it's trying to avoid getting into detail, but basically the simple story is, as a person, so we're born perfect, and I know that contradicts religion, Christianity, but it's true. And what happens through life, we develop these egoic or false ideas about reality inside our fucking head, and that's an ego. The whole objective is to actually cancel out those false ideas, and so you return to purity. So if you spend some time, and you're welcome to do this anytime you like, with Benny and I, so Benny's 30, I'm 60, and there's another young kid, John, yeah, I'll just leave it at that at the minute. He's only 14. The three of us are enlightened, so we hold the single state. Right.
Are people enlightened only if they agree with you, Rob?
No, this is matching nature. So it's being authentic to nature. That's how you become enlightened. It's about truth. So it's true to say that it's the truth that sets you free. So at the moment, Holly, you live some contradictions. And if you ever want to resolve those, I can help you. But that's entirely up to you.
No, you're not. You're not a girl.
But I'm a human being, and as I said to you before, spirituality knows no gender or race. Oh, here's Gerd again.
I got a question.
Holly, hang on, sorry. Gerd.
Surprise, Gerd left. I got a question. You said that women were more spiritually attuned than men, right? Earlier?
Point of contention. You said something that if I let it go, it doesn't get my voice, only your voice gets heard. You said Gerd left, no surprise. No. My view is
he's been zooming in and out.
Yeah, well, I've got a question for you. Do you know Gerd at all or not?
I don't, except he just followed me, or she, or whatever it is, and I haven't followed him back. There's nothing on that profile, so.
Well, I'd say be a little bit cautious because they're very strange behaviours. But anyway, go on. Your turn.
I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask if. Crap! I lost. See, freaking Gerd lost.
No, but hang
lost
on,
my train of thought.
Holly. I just want to point out something to you, right? When we don't stop on the instant, we lose our train of thought. I fucking do it all the time, and it's very frustrating because you have these really great thoughts, and they get.
I know, but we stopped on something that doesn't matter. Gerd really doesn't matter because Gerd just keeps popping in and out.
No, I want to explain, right? This is why I conduct the discussion the way I do, and it allows all ideas. Hopefully, we start to be respectful. It allows, so when you have an idea, you say point of contention, because you've got a great idea that you want to express, right? And you should be given the right to express it, I think. And that's all. It's a great way. It is. It's a fucking great way of discourse. If you settle into it, it really works well. And again, I wanna acknowledge the character of you as a person. That's all.
I'm just trying to tell you that I think you've found something to hammer on, and I'm noticing this, and I've noticed that just like you have attached to sugar on certain instances, you attach to people and you sort of hammer on these issues and stuff, and these are things that I've recognized in cults and things like that. Are you sure that you think you're on the right track? And I guess I would also add as a combination, you also made a statement earlier that women were more quote unquote spiritual than men. However, you have yet to mention an enlightened female.
Oh, okay, that's an interesting comment. Yeah, and I used to think my wife was enlightened always because she was such a lovely.
And then she disagreed with you, huh?
No, let me explain. So allow me to explain properly so that I don't do her injustice. What happened, and it's an interesting comment, so I want to think about it, because, oh shit, I know of an enlightened woman. Big time enlightened, real super big time. So just remind me later. So I want to talk about Sandra, and then I'll give you an example. And there are shitloads of enlightened women around the world, but see, with enlightened women, they just live it quietly, they do. Now, my wife is really well regarded everywhere she goes for her quiet manner, her great thinking, her comforting, her loving ways, right? And I used to think she was enlightened, and I was always the kid playing catch up. But it turns out there was an element about her which was clingy, right? And it was about ownership, and in her world view, and it was about her wanting, well, basically to own me. I fucking finally worked it out, and that leads to some problems, particularly if you have some crisis moments like we did have. So, and it's very, very selfish and very egoic, right? Because you shouldn't own another person. That should never be the case. That's not the form of true love. True love is about equality, and it's about two people accepting each other as equals, and that's very important. So we found out that sort of little niggle, but outside of that, she's the perfect human being. And now,
why do you put your wife on the line then, when the trolls are going at you, and I've witnessed you put her on the line? Why don't you protect her if you respect her so much?
Well, we're all equal people, and when the trolls were going after me, right, I was being persecuted because the trolling behaviour, and you were party to this sort of behaviour, was they just bully around and they're just spraying out lies, and then the victim tries to say, no, that's not true. That's not true. You're fucking lying. Hear my voice, and the trolls won't allow your voice. So I thought, and my daughter too, I asked her to, because they broadcast statements about the family that were false, and I thought, well, fucking hell, they can't be this cruel. So I asked Sandra, Now remember, we're all equal, so I'm no better or worse than another human being. I thought that because of Sandra's nice ways, if they heard the position from her, they would cancel the behaviours. And I asked Angie on Father's Day to come in, and Ange, let these bloody clowns know that they're lying about these behaviours, because they cast really nasty shit about, and they make all this shit up about, your sexuality, you're gay, your wife's fat, all manner of nasty behaviours. Now, again, it's just fucking this ego monster. It's not a reason to persecute these people. So that's the reason. That's the reason.
Well, those same people haven't persecuted me. I feel like I've gotten a little hammered from you, and I don't even think you would have known how to do that if someone hadn't given that to you.
Point of contention. So I've said it before, and I'll say it 100 fucking times. I'm only going after your ego because I want you to identify that in yourself and fix that, because that's the problem in your life. It's the problem in every human's life. Fucking egos are just the baseline problem. If you can be draw your attention to these moments where I'm sort of giving you a kick on issues, truly, this is the baseline for all problems in your life. And what I'm trying to get you to do is consider that as, an issue.
Wait, yeah, the baseline for all problems in my life is that you like to pull up my gayness at any given moment of the day?
No, listen again.
And right? That I'm a bitch?
Well, yes, you are a bitch. That's the true thing, and that's an egoic.
That's sexist.
No, it's not. It's a behaviour. It's got nothing to do with fucking sex.
It's sexist.
No, okay, explain yourself.
Because I'm assertive. Because I challenge you. You think that I need to be quiet in the kitchen. Like your image of a perfect woman is quiet in the kitchen, huh?
No.
That's the image. That's absolute submission and silence is what you brought up.
Holly, got your point. It's totally wrong. My wife isn't so, although yeah, I suppose there is an element of that, but it's not because of the reasons that you do. I mean, in our life, I was the guy that went to work, and I spent lots of time and effort at work. I actually am an extremely high performer. I can do 5 people's jobs at work, and I can demonstrate and prove that. We have 7 children, right? We paid for our own house after a battle. So my wife took care of the home affairs because that just seemed to work for us, and she didn't seem to mind. And I also fucking hate, I hate cooking and all of those sort of things, but that would be a debate on fairness and equity. Have we done the right thing? But we got, we've been married 30 years, so there's no drama. So it's not a sexist position at all. It's just a matter of, is it fair that Sandra, carried the weight of the home duties? Got to remember though, she's never worked until recent times, so she didn't have the overhead of work. Now it's a bit different. She has the overhead of work, so it is perhaps a little unfair, but I have an important thing to deal with, and when I've done that and finished with this shit, then I'll certainly level that playing ground. So what was the other element that you were questioning?
Well, I feel like you have shown that you're sexist overall, and that kind of really bothers me. And that you hammer on sexuality. And not only do you hammer on my sexuality, you hammer on other people's sexuality, claiming that they're whores and things.
No, it's not a sexual. See, try and understand my world, right? All I give a shit about is egos. I couldn't give a fuck about people's sexuality.
Why should I understand your world when you have done nothing to understand mine?
Well, go ahead. What do I need to understand? I think I understand it perfectly, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. What do you think you understand about me?
Okay. Now, there's going to be gaps, right? But I think basically I've got a pretty good grip on it, although I don't know the family context, so I'd be interested in that. But this is live, and we don't need to go there. You've come up, you come up in a Christian situation for whatever fucking reason. Now, that immediately creates ego issues, because the fundamental principle of what an ego is that it's a false notion about our real world reality held in mind. And the Roman doctrine is exactly that. It's false in terms of accounting for our real reality. So you've immediately got an ego issue, right, that makes life challenging, because it bumps its fucking head into reality as you go through life. Now, going through life, you then, for some reason, and we don't need to know the specifics, but some events happen that's made you question your sexuality. And it might be just that it's naturally been there all the while. I don't understand sexuality, but I just accept it as a natural part of our world, because if we look at the the wider picture, we see that homosexuality occurs within the animal kingdom. So it would be no surprise that humans would be homosexuals as well. But so at some point in your life, and for whatever reason, and if you want to have a private chat about, test me a bit deeper or enlighten me on the missing information, no problem. But I'm only going to offer that to you once, because I've got bigger fish to fry. I am going to fucking shut down Islam, or they'll kill me, whichever comes first. Now, so that confounds your life, and again, so that makes me think, right? Particularly because of the way you act, that the sexuality issue for you.
How have I acted?
I pick up small cues from fucking every interaction with every person I speak to. So it raises questions for me that remain unanswered. So this sexuality thing, I don't feel, it's almost as if it's an outlier, and it may not be the truth. I'm not sure, but only you'll know that.
An outlier?
Well, I'm not sure. See, your behaviours, the way you always sexist, blah, 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 blah. See, if a person's a definite homosexual, they really don't fucking care what anyone else thinks. They're really settled and sure in their own mind about their position. So they just don't give a shit, right? But you do. You make it a fucking issue. So there's something going on there. And so again, if there's a conflict between the true state of nature and the thoughts held in mind about reality, that's fucking ego. So I spotted that, and that's why I use that to. And it's always
but you didn't spot that until Sugar handed you that tool, and I witnessed that on a live hangout. And so I'm saying, like, you did not spot that until it was handed to you on a silver platter, and I watched that.
Point of contention. That may well be true, but I knew there was something wrong. See, the reason I called you holy moly, was that you're really you're a bitchy sort of Christian. So that's that. Now, someone said, hey, no, it's not. It's being bitchy. So homosexual women and standard sexual women, if you like, are both capable of being bitchy, and actually fucking men are capable of being bitchy. It's a behaviour, a nasty behaviour towards another human being. That's what it is. It's fucking not sexist at all. Are you dumb?
No, I'm not dumb. Actually, I have a IQ between, I don't know, 135, 139. I'm not actually an idiot. I promise. But what I'm trying to tell you is that...
Holy contention. You broadcast an intellectual capacity. You're saying is of a high order. I don't know anything about IQs, but what I do know, I'm fucking a lot smarter than most of the people on the planet. So.
Sorry, I gotta mute.
I know.
Stand by. Hang on.
Okay. I knew the reaction. So, but it's true. It's true.
I think you should know when you're in the deep end of the pool, and I think I think you're not necessarily with me, but I would guarantee that there are people here in this community that are smarter than both you and I, and they would make us feel like idiots. Like,
Okay.
I think that's a pretty bold statement to make there, Rob.
Yeah, that's okay. I enjoyed that then, Holly. Okay, what you just said, I'll just play it back to you. What you said is that there are other people in the community that are smarter than both you and I. Pick the smartest of them and set up a fucking session with me.
I don't know if they'd waste their time with you.
Well, to prove your point, or to see who's right between you and I, just, consider it, I don't care if it doesn't happen, but I promise you, I'll fucking whip their ass.
I'd like to see you whip some of these people's asses. Like, I don't know. Let's throw you at Ozzy and see what happens. I think that would be funny.
Okay, well, let's do it.
I don't think he would give you the time.
Well, then we'll never know. But I promise you, in the fullness of time, well, here, I'll give you some indicators, right? People have been trying to work out this religious story for fucking thousands of years. I worked it out. People have wondered about egos and cognitive dissonance and basis for human behaviour. I've worked it out. So I'm far superior than you think I am. But anyway, let's move on. What else do you want to talk about? Oh, wait a minute. Hold it. Gerd has... Hang on. Sorry, Holly. Hang on. Gerd has penis posts on his channel. Oh, bloody hell. I hate that shit. Right, that Gerd prick is gone.
Why do you hate penises?
Listen again, Holly. Fucking hell, you people are sick sometimes. Listen carefully. Gerd has penis posts on his channel.
Yeah,
so,
but
hang on, wait a minute. So how
your beloved Sugar had boobs, and you didn't have a problem with that.
I've not seen the boobs.
Oh, you got to ask to be in the right circle then.
But I'm not interested. Boobs is...
No, the reason why I'm pointing this out is because one is considered a predator in your mind and one's not, which is very interesting, and I want to explore this.
Yep, okay, I'm happy to do that. But just hang on, before we get into that. So Gerd has penis posts on his channel. So how old is the oldest of your children? Oh, that's... Fuck. I've confused things. I thought it was, but it's... Holly, wouldn't you agree that it's a bit odd that people have penis posts on their stuff?
Hey, bro, as long as people don't send me unsolicited pictures, like, you can have whatever you want on your page, as long as I don't have to be involved.
Yeah, well, I'm different, right? I fucking hate that sort of crap because it's just...
Would you like to control what people put on their page?
No, not control. I'd like consensus. I'd like to see the online community sort of say, this is appropriate and this is just not. Because you got young kids floating around, right? And fucking if they bump into this dickhead's page, they're subject to ugly-looking dicks.
Agreed. I think that if it was something like where you were in a circle and had to ask, it'd be different than just straight up on the public. I mean, I feel you there, but yeah, I do want to attack sexuality in a sense. Society bullies people enough, as you know. I mean, you must understand that. So please understand.
Oh, hang on, sorry. Hang on. Holly, sorry, point of contention. So don't say that I must understand something. Just say, what's your view, Rob? That's respectful of me and allows my voice to be heard. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll reword. How about this?
Yeah.
You know that society makes fun of people because of sexuality, right? Yeah, like whether, same-sex attraction and things.
Oh, okay, so let me try and... So you just say it again, and I'll promise I'll be a little bit more attentive.
Rob, do you understand that society makes fun of people's sexuality often and very harshly, ?
Yeah, okay, gotcha. See, even the emphasis there tells me stuff. And the other thing is, if you get a chance to play this back or you want a copy of this, just pay attention to how much weight you put to sexuality. I don't place any fucking weight on it at all other than, our personal relationship at home. Now, yes, I think that you're actually right. And this, you know, the reason for that is fucking beliefs and egos. People have opinions or beliefs and make assumptions about homosexuality or sexual behaviours, and then they persecute other people. That's exactly what happens. What's that?
It's your friend.
Sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to point out that I find that you're uneven on how you treat people.
Okay, go ahead. Just give me the specific example. Now, I'm not going to look at that link, and that's the decision I've made, and that's that. So just give me the information directly.
I'm trying to tell you that if one person chooses to be sexual on their page, that you seem to be okay with it, and if another person is even remotely sexual, you're not okay with it. And I find that to be extremely not even-handed.
Holly, one thing about me, I get your agenda sometimes ahead of time. Not that I'm fucking looking into the future, but I just understand. So that's the only reason I'm injecting.
What's my agenda?
It's still this hang-up that you have. You have an unnatural hang-up around the sexual topic.
Did you say unnatural?
Yeah. Now the laugh tells me something.
The laugh tells you that I find that's not cognitive dissonance. That's me thinking that you are absolutely lying.
No, it's definitely cognitive dissonance. But what? Yeah, all I'd urge you to do is actually look at this playback and just give some thought. Am I overweighting? Because there's just something. There's something that makes you. So there's an inconsistency between what you believe and what the truth is about, your sexuality.
That's what those terrible noises.
Oh, that's the bloody trolls in the background, because I've stirred them up a bit. They're sort of, fuzz. They're just getting awfully anxious. I'm hoping that it's a good thing, because that's a really good segue, right? So the title of today's show was about peace as a battle. So in other words, you do not get peace until you resolve this inner battle. When you resolve this inner battle, then you are guaranteed peace. It's built in.
Hey, so Rob, I'm going to grab a drink really quick. Just give me a minute, okay?
Yeah.
I need some water or something.
Uh-huh. 5 diplomas, you got any comments or things you would like to talk about while we're waiting for Holly? Now, Holly, if you're still listening, what you'll find with me is when I get a sense that you've resolved your... when you've resolved this conflict and I actually spot it, you'll find my whole behaviour towards you will change almost overnight. Well, fucking immediately, actually. But I don't settle on disingenuous, I got a sense that, yes, the person's, in a better place. So, the theme for the next couple of weeks is going to be say no to Islam, right? Because that's a load of political bullshit, and welcome in Jesus, the true teachings of Jesus that the doctrine of Islam refers to as the Injil, which is really the Gospel of Thomas. Far better thing. So the Muslim ladies that run around with burqas, they'll be fucking thrown in the bin, and bikinis will be back on show. That's sexist. I was only joking.
I'm back. Hey, so I noticed that you've mentioned a couple times in various hangs that I might have some sort of thing with sugar. You moved from Mark originally, and then when you were told otherwise, now it's sugar. That's really silly. Like, you have no idea how silly that is.
Oh, hang on a minute. I do pick up the cues, and I didn't say it lightly, so I'm not joking.
The cues are never towards her, ever. I actually am a little baffled that some people are into sugar, but that doesn't mean that that isn't me this is not me crapping on her. This is me saying whatever she's throwing down, I just don't pick up. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's crap or unattractive or anything like that. But attraction is one of those things that is one of those hit and miss things. So I just want to shoot that down and say no. I have no thing for sugar. So please stop saying that because it's the silliest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'll stop it when I think it's when you're authentic, but.
I mean, if you really want to hammer, I mean, you could say, I don't know, Renee or like Armin or something like that, but not sugar.
No, I don't know. It's just a feeling I have. But I mean, you know the truth. So if see, when a person says to me, I'm offended, then I think, fucking, oh shit, maybe I am onto something here.
No, you're not actually. I just think it's absolutely silliness. I mean, it was about as silly as you saying that I had a thing for Mark. That's pretty silly too.
Yeah. No, I don't know whether I feel that way about it. What I was concerned for you was, I know he's a sexual predator and he takes all things on as a challenge. And so I was
How do you know he's a sexual predator? You know, like, are people guilty until proven otherwise in your court of law?
No, this is not court of law.
That's right. There's no objectivity there.
Hang on. I absolutely know for sure. I absolutely do. And we're ready now to take the next steps to proving that. And Sugar's consented to sit with me and Mark in a room. So if Mark comes into the room, everyone will know that we're actually 100% truthful. Right. So, because, it takes two to tango. Now, also, Holly, in your response about this silliness, I noticed in your voice, a different pattern, right? So that tells me, the question.
The different pattern is because I was reading something that slammed by at the same time.
Oh, okay. Can I just answer something from 5 Diplomas Insights? A question?
Sure.
His question was, is homosexuality a sin? Right, now, the Jesus that I read, the sin context only occurs when you do harm to another human being. So if you leave other human beings alone, there's no opportunity for this thing called sin. So in that context, being a homosexual, right, or having a sexual preference, so long as, your relationships are good and healthy with other consenting human beings, there is absolutely sin. So the bottom line is no. Absolutely 1000% no. Unfortunately, there are homosexual men that prey on young children, and so we get this sort of fucking bias. But treat it.
Point of contention.
Go ahead. I knew you would.
There is a lot of heterosexual, particularly male heterosexual predators, and if you want to look at the numbers, look them up. It's pretty intense.
Yeah,
and then when it comes to same-sex predators, like it can happen no matter who you are, like whether it's male or female as well. So I mean, you'll see predators, whether it's women preying on men preying on women. Like I think you have this hang-up that you think that only men can be predators, but actually anybody can be. Yeah. And it just so happens that the numbers are skewed towards heterosexual men.
Yeah, that's okay. I get your point, Holly, and I actually acknowledge it. I was just trying to address the context of homosexuality where the question lies, and an anomaly within that, which means that's not appropriate. But it's all it is maturity abusing innocence usually, and that goes across populations and all sort of groups. So I acknowledge what you're saying. I think although there was one issue there I had issue with, but anyway, fuck that. Let it go. All right. Yes. Ma'am, your turn. Hey, Holly, did you notice I used the term ma'am?
I did, and you didn't call me a bitch. I'll take ma'am over bitch. I will.
No, I thought ma'am might get under your skin. That's all.
No, actually, I'm not. I don't get really freaked out about age. That's not really my hammer.
Holly, notice something, right? You see how when the true states match up, you just don't get upset. So the enlightenment journey is about finding out who the fuck am I truly. Once you work that shit out, then you're enlightened. That's all. It's no more complicated than that. That's it. It's simple as that. Hey, what's that saying? Holy lesbo bitch. Now I did that, didn't I?
Yeah, that's essentially
Yeah, I know.
what you do to me.
Yeah, but so again, what you're doing is broadcasting without giving me the opportunity to reply. So that tells
You
me
can
that.
reply. You can change your meme if you want to.
All right, hold on. No, no, it's okay. Freedom of speech. So what I'm doing there, folks, is that I called holy, right? And I emphasise holy because there's a contradiction in her about her spirituality. She hasn't resolved. I called her lesbo because it has a context around the sexuality of lesbo that she has not resolved. And she was a bitch to her friend Sugar. She just was. So all of that is contextually accurate about dilemmas that Holy needs to resolve. And all it requires, Holy, is just tell the true story, and life becomes wonderful again, and you learn massive shit about experience and how to live, and how to live in the moment. Yeah, sorry.
I think Sugar's been quieter. She sounds like maybe perhaps she's more at peace.
Right.
And so what?
That's me. That's me. I did
that. You provided peace for Sugar?
Yeah. Oh, well, she's a mature, truthful lady, right? That's just who she is, regardless of all the shit that goes on around her. But what I did is I came in, basically put my arm around her, if you like, and don't make any sexual contact because we're just friends. And what I did is I helped her see things clearly, see what the truth was. And with that, she returned to normal. And, we might even have an outcome. I don't know. Sugar will have to test this. But, this thing, this PSTD, she might even be able to actually rise above that. When we're done with Mark, I think she's going to be close to the enlightened state and a real powerful woman, fully in charge of herself. And so I've been a contributor to that actual outcome.
So you would call Sugar your success story on G+?
No. It's not that at all. I'm just being a human, loving my neighbour. Do you know the Christian?
Do you love me?
Holly. Do you remember the Christian? Can I read you something just quickly? It's sort of on point. Right. This is the real Jesus. Jesus, you mean?
Jesus.
You're a bit slow, dear. I was ahead of you. Now, so this is
1 a.m. I mean, come on.
No. Jesus said, "Love your friends like your own soul. Protect them like the pupil of your eye." Right? Now, I know that the Christian doctrine's a tad different, but that's fucking absolutely precise. And I can go into a lot of detail to prove that that is the actual correct expression. And so an enlightened person, no matter who they are, and there's even at age 14, right, or age 30 like Benny the Bull, what we do is we live true to that. We live true to that, right, that thing. So all I'm doing is responding to a human that was in need, who was being brutalised because of the lies of a fucking arsehole sex predator called Mark, INU. And that's the truth.
He's not a sex predator.
He fucking is. I tell you.
He's not.
If I don't intervene, he would have had, what's the name? Fluffy Duffy, Renee.
Did you just call Renee Fluffy Duffy?
Yes.
Okay, can I talk about that for a minute?
Yes, you may.
First of all, I think Renee's pretty. Second of all, you don't refer to a girl as Fluffy Duffy. That's not okay.
Okay, holy moly. When you said pretty, is that because of your sexuality? You see her as attractive because of your sexuality?
Yes, I'm totally being a predator.
No, I'm not saying that at all. Shit, no. To me, because this is helping me understand, the truth about your sexuality. If you say just yes to me, then I would say, Oh, okay. So that tells me, that confirms to me that your nature is, homosexual. But when you say other stuff, I begin to fucking, well, what's going on, dear? Are you left or are you right? Anyway, go ahead.
I'm sideways.
Please explain.
I just think that I've witnessed you be very cruel to her for no reason. I don't think she deserves it.
Okay, well, I acknowledge that. So that's friendship, or so you're caring for her predicament. But what you're not,
Yes.
yeah, I understand. But what you're not doing, you're giving fuck all for my predicament. I've got a gang of fucking you people, 20, all trying to be nasty. And the difference is, I don't sit down and take it lying down, and I know how to agitate back fucking 10 times more than you people do. So anyway, that's just my contribution. Go ahead.
I think actually I think Renee's a better person than you, Rob. Sorry.
Okay, may I reply?
Yes.
She's fucking not. I'm enlightened. She's got a fucking ego. Now think about this for a minute, right? She has a partner, right, who hopefully they have a loving relationship, and she spends a fucking time doing daytime dramas on the internet, being nasty to people. And the reason I'm really cross with her is her two-faced. So she came and talked to me, and I thought, oh shit, maybe I'm getting through to the kid, because I worry for her. I worry about Mark knowing his position.
Point of contention.
Go ahead.
She's not a kid, so even though you think that a female is lesser, she's actually, I think, maybe 1 year younger than me.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I did that deliberately. Sorry. She's not. She's a mature woman, but well, hang on a minute. This is this niggle in me, right? This is why I do what I do. When I spot a problem, right, I express it, in a really sharp way. Her behaviours are immature, although she.
Yeah, but you do know Angus has got like internet issues, and freaking she's on vacation and also taking care of people at her house, so she has time on her hands. This is gonna go away eventually. So I think your assumptions on people's lives are often incorrect.
Well, no, they're fucking not, because if I don't intervene, if I don't stand up, these little monkeys, right, this bullying behaviour become a part of the person's life, and they actually then, it's like a poison, it infects the person's life. How do I know that? Do you know Cerebus and Brother John and all that crew?
Yeah, I know them. I have like a core group of people that I tend to hang out with, and then they have groups of people sort of in more outer orbits, and I'd say that they're in more outer orbit. No offense, but they're more of a recent friendships,
Yeah, okay.
No, I just look at relationships in orbits, sort of. I don't know how to explain it except that you just can't be close to everybody at all times, and so, I mean, I'm closer to a different group of people on G Plus than that particular group. And that particular group, they're cool. We hang out, but they're newer to me. They're a little different.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that group has consistently got these bad behaviours of bullying at least 12 months or more. Now, if you knew Cerberus 12 months ago, and if you knew these dudes 12 months ago, their whole lives are beginning to change, and not for the better. Jello, right? If you knew Jello 12 months ago to how he is today, this is like pissing in the pond, and can ruin their whole fucking life. So I hope by standing up to the bully to actually change that. Being an enlightened individual and living a life like the real Jesus is a fucking gift, and we only get one life, whether you believe that or not. We just don't get two goes at it.
You know what I like about people?
Yeah, what?
There's some people that are really good at certain things. You know what I like about Jello? He can make me laugh. And he's really good at that. Just like not mean-heartedly laugh, but actually just laugh at, just have fun and laugh.
Yeah.
And Jello's really good at that. And you know what I like about Renee? I like Renee because.
Holly. Hang on, one at a time. So can I just comment on Jello?
Yes.
Okay. Now, again, I've got a photo of JLo from 12 months back, and he's a lot better looking then, healthier individual, and he's got a nice smile on his face, etc. Now I see him 1 year later, but he was still participating in the bullying event big time that led me into the healthcare situation. So now we're 12 months down the track. The guy's obese. He's got a silly fucking dyed hair, which I find ridiculous. You know, but it's his choice. But I don't find it to be authentic. Now, when you talk about him making you laugh, the one thing I'd like you to think about, what is the topic of the joke? Is it about some other people that he's making fun of? Because in my experience, that was certainly the case. So just consider that. Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
no, generally that's not always the case, but I hear your criticism, but I'm trying to tell you that there are things that are redeeming qualities about people, and I think people build cardboards of people and say, well, you know, all Holly is
Holly,
a lesbian bitch, or all Jello is a troll. I think that's not fair.
Point of contention. I hear what you're saying. I absolutely do, and I acknowledge it. There's two wolves inside us all. I know you guys hate hearing it, but that's the reality, right? And there are times when you know, we feed the good wolf, and there are times when we don't. And the wisdom teachings, you know, you should just absolutely avoid filling the belly of this bad wolf at all times. And life is just so richer and so more wonderful. I mean, golly gosh, if we could ever get you enlightened, you come in and spend some time with Benny and I when we were in full flight, and Lukey Dog and Rose Patton. I know you regard them as wackos, but if you could experience that experience, it's just a joyful experience, and far exceeding fucking sitting around daytime drama laughing. Anyway, that was all I was going to say. Hey, Holly, I noticed the silence. Nothing's fucking added, nothing's taken away. You just
What do you mean?
Well, you're eliminating false ideas about yourself that are causing the conflict. That's all you're doing. You're cleaning shop. You're fucking putting them into a rubbish bag and you're throwing them into the bin, and I promise you, they're in the bin forever.
What false ideas have I thrown into the bin?
No, none yet. That's why you're still fucking here. When you've cleared this stuff out, you become a liberated human being, and you fucking march your own beat. You come and you go. So I'm invested because I care about you. I spend time, but I don't have to. I mean, in a heartbeat, if Benny calls, I'll just run away if he's got something to.
So you're saying I'm not good enough. I got it.
No, we're all perfect. We're born perfect. All I'm saying is that you've got wrong thoughts in your head that don't match reality about yourself. You need to work that shit out.
So I was born perfect, but now I'm not perfect.
Yeah, because of these false notional ideas about reality. Now, if you're genuine,
you are perfect.
No, shit, no. I am now because I have no false ideas. They're fucking gone completely. I just don't have them. But that's the only difference, right? That's all. It's not about grades or fucking scales or, reaching 20th fucking levels or anything like that. It's an on-off switch.
I know that you believe in this Jesus guy, but
Hold it. I don't believe. I hate belief. I even hate the word belief because it's an unproven position, right? And put too many people on the planet make assumptions and then they speak about them as if they're true. So what I say is, I know what I know, right? And that's Jesus' teaching. It's about gnosis, knowledge, knowing, science. Fuck the beliefs. Until the belief is proven, don't even entertain that idea. That's why you Christians have such a dilemma.
I know you believe in this Jesus guy, but
hold it. I know the dude. It's not about belief. I absolutely know this person as if I know myself, like I know Benny. He's the same person we are. He's the same person you'd be if you became enlightened. So I don't believe. So don't say belief, because you're going to get me not angry, but I'll keep interjecting. Sorry, proceed.
Okay, so this Jesus guy
Yeah,
that you know
yeah,
and quote,
yeah.
is he the same as the Jesus that I know and I quote when he says, "Turn the other cheek and love your enemies"?
No, no, that's Roman propaganda, and I'll explain explicitly why. The fucking Romans, damn them, right? You just got to get annoyed at bloody these behaviours, because they corrupt and ruin life for all humans, or at least for the people that are silly enough to believe it. They said, love your enemies. And guess what? To the people in those days, who was their enemy? Fucking Roman Empire, the masters of that. So it meant that the slaves had to accept, you know, the treatment that was handed out to them. It's a fucking appalling doctrine. Absolutely important. Now, my Jesus, right, what he says is, it's unqualified. Love your neighbour as you would yourself, like, you know, the precious thing that you're, and marvelous thing that your eye is. That's what he says. So there's no qualifying, and there's nothing about fucking enemies, because in reality there are no enemies, right? There are just people with fucking egos, and the ego is the problem, not the person. So when you clear the ego, that other part that you see about the good person begins to shine all the time, right? Anyway, that's what I say. That's what Jesus said. I didn't write the good Gospel of Thomas. It was written in the 1st century AD.
Mm-hmm.
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 Who authored the Gospel of Thomas?
The guy that wrote it was Thomas. He wrote the Jesus sayings, and that was the real Thomas. And he wasn't a fucking doubter either. He was actually as gifted as Jesus.
I don't think doubt is a bad thing. I mean, this idea that Thomas doubting was a bad thing, I think that's silly. I think being skeptical isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think it's a very real thing.
Point of contention. Yeah, and I acknowledge the second comment. Doubting is not a good thing. I disagree totally, but I do not disagree with skeptical. And the reason I say that, the enlightenment journey requires this search for truth about the self. You know, what is the true story? Who am I really? Now, I'm a fucking expert in that, so if you ever want to resolve any particular questions, but it's not something I would do publicly, we could explore that together to see if we could pin down, you know, the ambiguity, where what the fuck's going on here. I'm not saying I've got an answer, but at the end of the day, right, it's always going to be up to you. You're the same as me as a human. So I did my search, took quite a bit of time and effort, but I found it all eventually. You can do the same. I could probably fast track it, but, you know, it's up to you. Anyway, that's my comment. Hey, Holly, just wonder, I want to see if I can get an honest answer out of it. How do you find our discourse?
Better than last time. I feel like I can get more than 5 words out.
Well, you were fucking cranky pants, I think, then, and so the ego. So if you start displaying ego, and this is why, so what I do now is I acknowledge again your maturity in the debate. You're braver than fucking everyone else in that community, because you're the first one that stepped up. And then you've also conducted yourself extremely well. So credit to you. Yeah, was that all I had to say on that? Yeah, anyway. Okay, let's keep going.
You like to talk about loving your neighbor, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you like to say that I failed in loving my neighbor, right?
Yeah.
Can I read you a story?
Yeah. Oh, hang on,
Okay.
Holly.
Mm-hmm.
I might save some time. You're probably going to read a story that really demonstrates the good wolf, right? And remember I said, and I'm going to let you read it too, of course, by all means, but I just want to preempt what's coming. You're going to read a story which really expresses how caring an individual you are, and I don't doubt that. right? I don't doubt that for a minute. I mean, I've seen the quality of the human that you are at present. But what happened, you treated a friend, right, your loving neighbour, like you shouldn't have. And you knew that she was being ostracised. And you didn't really go to her and counsel and listen carefully to what she was saying. And that's just an absolute fact. So for that, you do deserve a kick in the pants. So go ahead. But it's, hey, sorry, just onto this thought. You know, remember, we're fucking only dealing with fucking wrong thoughts in the head. So it's really nothing at all. So don't make a big deal out of this. Don't fucking make it an emotional drama.
Well, you know, the thoughts are partially who I am, right? So we're talking about identity as well.
Yeah, okay, so, well, hang on a minute, hang on. We've got to be fucking careful here. I want to actually...
You don't think thoughts are part of your identity?
No, I fucking don't. That's Descartes, you know that prick from the 1700s? What he said is, I think, therefore I am. And what he's done by that simple statement, and it was probably propagated by the church, it basically led people to conclude that whatever was in their fucking head was reality. That's an absolute fundamental lie. Reality is born through the senses, right? So it starts at the other end, the data collection and senses. But that's another longer story. And I know it's 100% right. So if you say to me, I think something about myself, like I think I'm 10 foot tall, or I think I'm Superman, or I think I'm a saint, I think this, I think that, I say to you, fucking clear your head, stop thinking. This is why meditation is valid, because meditation shuts the mind down. And you know, I had an interesting comment on that title, and this came from this 14-year-old, I can't think of his bloody sir. But Jay, don't bash me for forgetting. But this 14-year-old kid, and he basically said it correctly, that the brain is just a fucking organ, you know, an overrated organ, and he's fucking correct, right? Because the reality comes in through our experiences and our senses, right? That's that, and it's through that, you know, and how our body is designed. So if you're a homosexual person, you'll have born into you, you know, by nature, this tendency towards homosexuality, and it's quite real, right? And so that's part of, you know, living naturally, and that's who you are, right? When you clear your ego, see again, right? Ego mind then becomes allowed to exist in that concept by fucking Descartes, right? Allowed to accept what we think to be our reality without checking the real reality. And if you get a disconnect between reality and a thought in your mind, you know, like, you know, am I homosexual or not, and you get that call wrong, then you've created the ego, and then you've got contradictions in your life, right? So I don't know whether I answered that, but
I mean, I'm not trying to say I think therefore I am. I'm trying to say that who you are is related to your ideas, your memories. They're all kind of your thoughts. They're all in a neural connecting mesh, right?
Holly, hang on. Right, I need to explain something to you. Now, you know, you might think I'm right or wrong. Doesn't matter, but right. Because you said some correct things, but what you missed is this fucking ego and how to... So what is an ego, specifically? When we live, right, and we experience things in every passing moment called the now, we're collecting data from the environment with our senses. That's absolutely true. And it's absolute data, too. We could debate about the minor outliers, but it's absolutely true for the individual to say that the collection of data from the environment is pure, but we're also collecting context, you know, whatever's happening with that thing. Now that information comes on board, the context and the data comes on board and heads towards the brain. On its way, it passes over this selfish survival instinct. So if this selfish survival instinct spots something from that contextual environment that it can take advantage of or whatever, it repaints the data. It repurposes it or retells the story. Then that becomes stored in memory as as reality. Now, in that particular instance, right, that's a fucking problem. Because now we have a false perception in mind about reality. And if we use that as reality, then we get all the conflict and turmoil. So this is basically ego. I don't know whether you got or understood that, but
I don't know if I agree with that, but I do think that essentially who we are is largely produced from the way our mind works.
no,
But
wrong,
no.
wrong.
So what would happen to you if I took away all your memories and then gave you all the memories of 5 diplomas and we swapped them? Would your identity change?
That's a hypothetical that's not realistic, so I don't tend to entertain those. I am that I am. Now, here's the true story, right? Descartes got it wrong. Here's the true short version. I am that, comma, I am. We are that, comma, we are. We are the gods. No fake people up in cloud 9. They don't exist. So that's it. Well, I'm glad we sorted that out.
I'm not really sure if you would know who you were if I took away all your memories.
Yeah, but you can't do that. You can't take
You
memories.
can. It's called Alzheimer's. Do you suddenly lose your identity?
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
What happens to the ego then?
There's nothing. There's fucking droid. What happens when you die? You know, and your body decomposes.
So you can destroy your ego by natural means?
Yeah, absolutely. That's how you get to be enlightened.
So in order to be enlightened, you could be Alzheimer's?
Hang on. I can see the dilemma. You guys are fixated on your wrong thinking.
No, I'm trying to understand where this ego is, because if you don't believe in a soul, right, and it's not supernatural or some essence of being or something, and it actually is who you are, you know, or part of who you are, you know, maybe the negative side of who you are, then what would happen if we play with your brain and start poking the wrong parts?
Well, you can't, though. That's not possible. Oh, sorry. Hang on. I've got to qualify it. Right, so a normal functioning human being, right, with all their faculties and, their natural characteristics that are gifted by nature, not a fucking god. And so that person, oh, jeez, I lost it. Can you help me?
I was talking about your memories and if they were wiped out, like something like natural, like maybe Alzheimer's, for instance.
Hang on, Holly. You mean like I just forgot then? So
yeah, like if you had a head injury and then maybe your whole personality changed and things like that, then would you be enlightened anymore?
No, don't know. Never had the experience, so I can't report on that. Because you always, at the baseline, you always have to respect the design, and not the design by God. So if that design is broken, well, then it's not going to function the same way it did before.
Rob, do you think that Jesus, the Jesus that you know, was a humble man?
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
How was that demonstrated?
Let's see if I've got some. Oh, hang on. Fucking hell. We forgot. We didn't do the ego thing. Can we just finish that? It's not long.
Yeah.
Okay. See how the conversation gets drawn away? And that's why you got to try and keep things on track. And now you remember where we're going next, right, with that next secondary question. So, if we substitute the word lion, right, which is associated with prides of lions. Lions are very egoic in nature. If we use the word ego for lion, and then we use the word consume to replace eat, this is what we get. Lucky is the ego that the human will consume. In other words, the human, gets rid of the fucking ego baggage, so that the ego becomes human. And I haven't thought, maybe I should spend some time thinking about this a little bit more, because he's fucking brilliant, this dude. Absolutely brilliant. and things that I may not know, though I'm getting close. You might have a clue there for me. Anyway, and foul, right, so this is the inverse situation. And foul is the human, so now we get a bad outcome, that the ego will consume, is the human that the ego will consume. So in other words, a person that gets consumed by ego. That's what this group of bullies, this internet bullies, are at risk of. And we're already starting to see the physical outcomes. Cerberus is really in a really rocky road. Green, Salsa B, he's in a very awkward space. John Brown, Brother John's in a very difficult space to where he was peacefully, 12 months ago. These things, Bulldog, Bulldog, right? He's a fucking nightmare. He drinks, questionable mark on his alcoholism. He got issues with the way that he raises his son. What else? It's clearly evident that these behaviours, they actually foul the human existence, right? So here I am trying to save you fucking people from these sort of nightmares. And now, and you just persecute me and want to send me to the nut house again. A foul is the human that the lion, right, the ego...
I'm not persecuting you.
Yes, you are, dear.
No.
Well, you can't, right, because I'm enlightened, but last year I was persecuted. But yes, you are trying to.
I didn't know you last year.
Yeah, but hang on, Holly. Look at your screen. Right? You're saying that your position is absolutely correct, and fuck off, Rob. Get out of our hair. I know it. You all think that way. But I just won't go. Because it's not just, I'm not serving humanity. Sorry I'm eating, but I'm bloody hungry. So we've got the first condition, which is a good outcome. The human destroys the ego. The second part is the alternate position, which means the human's foul. So foul is the human that the ego will consume, and the ego still will become human. So we're still within the context of one human being. It took me a while to work that out, but that's exactly what he was talking about. But what I've found over time, when you reflect on these things, there are deeper meanings. It's just fucking brilliant what he's done in such... I'm so impressed with what he has been able to achieve. He's just...
Is he more enlightened than you?
I told you before. And you picked up that cue. That's the ego mind. It's very rat-cunning. It's all about... It's sort of like going from 40% to 100%, right? So, and that applies across the population. All you're trying to do is eliminate all of the false thinking and get to the perfect natural, right? So it's not, you're not creating something intellectually. You're just not. It's really dealing with what you've got and clearing out all of the fucking baggage that's wrong and getting a full and accurate read on humanity. And so, so it's the absolute statement of the perfect human condition across the population. We only get one life, fucking work it out sooner rather than later. Because, when you haven't got it worked out, you just miss so much about the rich existence of life.
Do you think that you're unusually optimistic nowadays since you've been enlightened?
No. Very realistic. I mean, what I express, my fellow enlightened folks echo. But what they do is they seem to sort of just say, fuck them, a bunch of nuts, and they just go about their own experience, right? Well, whereas I'm not, because of the circumstance I was thrown into, it's led me to a different place. But, they're all quite capable of doing this stuff. And we do a lot just by ourselves. We can...
What does enlightenment give you some sort of ability or power that you wouldn't otherwise have?
No, the power is already there. There's power, but it gives you clarity. And it gives you, fucking hell, humans, the level, damn, that chicken's good. um, humans all have this capacity to be just, our intellectual capacities are fucking far superior than the current population uses. So everything's in place. I mean, the level of functionality, I mean, that's what I say, if you ever want to spend some time with me and Benny and just observe us in full flight, particularly when we're battling trolls, you'll see how rapid our mind works and how accurate it is and how on song we actually are agreeing with each other, how tiny our communication is. Benny, how he conveys so much in so few.
When you think so rapidly, do you think you can even keep up with your thoughts, or do you think other people have trouble keeping up?
Oh, I would say that other people do, yeah, absolutely.
So like you have racing thoughts?
No. Now, may I make a comment on that remark?
Yeah.
Okay. You're still being a little devil, the devil inside you, because you're always trying to say...
You don't believe in the devil.
That's right. It doesn't exist. It's all bullshit. Now, what you're doing, though, is just, you're still trying to look for a chink in Rob's armour to say, Rob's got fucking racy thoughts. But the truth of the matter is, we don't have racy thoughts. Our mind is just sitting there idly in the moment, right? So I'm in the perfect meditative state, even though while we're talking now. Perfect meditate. Well, no, not perfect meditation, because that's the state when you actually stop thinking. But I'm in perfect idle, so the brain's available to service the senses as they come in. And it does it extremely well. And if you watch me in conversation, I'll flick my attention, right, to whatever's become important at the moment or is some evidence, and then I'll flick it immediately back. And apart from losing, a place mark, if you like, on a particular topic, but if the person gives me some cues, remembers where they're at, then I'll pick that up from those cues. And Benny's exactly the same. So no racy thoughts, none of that, no over excess of, although I'm doing a fucking lot mentally. Don't call me mental. While I'm doing a lot, it's done with the utmost efficiency. We just have massive capacities above the levels that, most people function at.
Would you say that you don't even need to sleep?
Oh, geez, you're a bad lady. I'm going to kick you in a minute, actually, if you keep that up. But we've got to go down this road. So, right. So what Holy Moly said, now notice what I called you. What she said, would you need sleep?
You called me a bad person. That's not very nice of you.
But you are. You're behaving very badly, and I'm about to explain why. And the thing I always wonder about is whether it's subconscious or not. But what you did was extremely nasty. So what the bully group, have been doing, they've been trying to cast, they keep on this mental bloody angle. And I don't have any mental issues. I'm actually quite intelligent. Quite the genius, really, probably. And again, holy moly, that could be you too. It's within every human being. But what she did is that she tried to lead the conversation or broadcast a position that suggests that, I'm staying up late at night and therefore that's a signature of bipolar. So we need to get Rob to healthcare. Well, no, not required. That's just complete bullshit, and it's based on, the team dynamics. So, holy moly, I know that you participated in a discussion group, right? And now I know, so you're on thin ice. I now know that you've got a strong agenda still, and you're not prepared to let it go. And that also.
Well, I actually.
Holly. Sorry. I now know that you still have a strong agenda and you're trying to be quite fucking nasty. You've got no...
I don't think that's nasty.
Yes, it is. It's absolutely deliberate.
I don't think Karen...
So what I'm saying is you're becoming... And you'll notice she's still broadcasting that holy lesbo thing, which has been explained. Now, Holly, what you don't understand is that not this group, because it's probably part of the fucking heretic group. But when I take this video to an external party, right, that doesn't have the biases that you have, right? They will witness your behaviours, and I can explain them completely. So I'm going to let you defend it. I mean, but I'm watching your behaviour extremely tightly now, because now I know specifically that you're still running that agenda, right? All I'll say to you is if you do not address these things or do not consider what I'm telling you, it's going to, it's going to cause you grief, right? But fuck you, you can, if you're going to, no, you're not going to yet, because no, wait, you can, yeah, but you're going to be pulled up on every ounce of bullshit, right? So, now what she's doing there, she's gone into cognitive dissonance mode, so she's getting a little flighty and chatty, right? Now she might get angry and all sorts of other things, but I'll stop and point everything out. So what she's doing, that Q tells me that she's come in to fucking sort Rob out. She's still got that agenda. So everything that I've said to her pretty much has gone fucking on deaf ears. Been wasting me time. All right, holy moly, back in you come. Now, forever and a day till I see the change in you, you're going to be called Holly the Mole. Yep, your turn, dear.
So one thing I've noticed is my agenda is purely from my own motives, and my own motives are that I find that a lot of people look at mental health as something that is dangerous or scary or something that's not for.
Okay, so now we're getting confirmation of the true agenda. What she's trying to do, I'm going to persist a little, but not for too much longer. What she'll be saying outside this forum is that Rob censored me when we got to a sticking point. The first thing that we need to clarify, holy moly, is your level. She's starting to get antsy. Yeah, that's fucking right, you don't think, you terrible bitch. Righto. Now, the first thing you've got to do, holy moly, and you're not allowed to talk about anything else, right? You must explain your level of expertise to assess a mental illness. Okay, so that's the thing that we've got to do. And now you're witness to why I have to control you fucking crazy people. Okay, so Coley, I just want to say, I think you've actually got a sickness. But anyway, please proceed and explain why you're gifted or you're in a position to make a call on mental illness.
I didn't diagnose you.
Holly, sorry. We're not going to go an inch further until we understand your position or your expertise in terms of mental illness. So that's where we're at. So away you go.
My position is that I personally, in my personal story, I went through years thinking that issues that I had might be a spiritual.
Okay, Holly, I asked you very specifically, and you've got to answer, otherwise we're done. You have to say what your experience or skill set are. No, you're not. Don't do that wavering shit, right? Here's how a proper person that was skilled in mental, they will say that I did 2 years of psych training, or, I've been a nurse for 20 years, or whatever. That's how you do it. Now, that's all I'm going to accept. I won't accept anything else. Last chance. There you go.
I'm not crazy. Go fuck yourself.
There you go. Now that's cognitive dissonance. Hey, what did you think of that, 5 diplomas? Do you think I read the play quite well? No, 5 diplomas. Well. Okay. All right. So I got a comment of well. I assume that means that I've read it well. Yeah. So that was a perfect example of cognitive dissonance. Now, what happened? That lady kept her composure. Oh, okay. So yes, thanks, dude. So that lady kept her composure all the way through. It meant that everything I fucking said to the lady, all that wisdom teaching and that, just went through to the keeper. Had no fucking bearing whatsoever. Well, mate, no, that's actually not true, because the reality is that information now is on board. it's been repurposed, but the true state is actually there. So that's the positive thing. So that was fascinating. I'm really glad that we did that. Did you enjoy that 5 diplomas? I did. It's very fucking, very, very educational. I'm just waiting. I'm having my evening meal. Yeah, did you enjoy it though? I did. I'm not trying to tell you what to enjoy or not. Yeah, okay. Okay, very cool. I'm just gonna go now and see what the silly trolls are doing. So what she's basically doing as a member of the pack, she is now. Here's the thing, right? Every time they exit my room, right, it means it's brilliant. I'm really enjoying it. Sorry about the crunchy crunch, but there you go. Got to do what you got to do. Yeah, it's good, mate. So, if you had your meal, or where are you at? Yeah. Yeah. So her agenda was absolutely clear. She was going to come in and be an alpha in the pack and sort Rob out. That was her singular agenda. We now know that explicitly. We know fucking from day one what was happening. The fact that she left things, she was not making any changes. And this is really interesting because I'm still trying to work out how do you fucking break through this shell. And it's really starting to show that it may not be possible, certainly in the way that I'm doing it. Certainly my interview technique and that is extremely effective. But maybe I need to finesse it a bit. Maybe a bit more, finessing. I might be able to find a thing. But I use the analogy of a balloon and sticking it with a prick. So all I need to do is work out this prick. Now they'll repurpose that. Anyway, excuse me for a minute. I'll be back. So what's happening at the moment, the group, this bullying coalition, are fucking hunkering down. And that's why we're not getting a lot of people in. And they're probably sitting there going, chuckle, 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 chuckle. Don't worry, boys, I'm coming for you. Now, let's go and have a look at what's happening out of the thing. Oh, you admitted you were gay by coming on to Simon. Just admit it to the group. So now what we've got, right, this guy, this Sydney thing is saying, Rob, you admitted you were gay by coming on to Simon. Just admit it to the group. So they're creating all sorts of stories. They're getting quite desperate. I might call it a night. No one seems to be around. There's that fucking heathen. I'm sort of making all these enemies. So Bulldog, what he's trying to do, right? And Cerebus, I notice he's gone fucking missing. What's Rene got here? Yeah, they're desperate people, desperate times for desperate measures. Oh, damn, what did I do? Oops, hello. Oh, this will be interesting. Okay, I'm going to go, dude. What do you want to know? I mean, I think you're a good person, but I just want to know, why do you want to know that? Nah, fuck that, mate. Sorry. Go and ring him up and ask him. All right. I'm going, dude. So have a good night. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, and what was the thing? Peace, it's a battle. Yes, well, it is. And I'll just close out on this note. This is what Jesus, the real dude, said. Jesus said, those who seek should not stop seeking until they find, right? So work the shit out, people. Don't believe a damn thing. Science rules, science rocks. When they find, they will be disturbed. So this is the conflict, the cognitive dissonance, my description, not the fucking bullshit one in science. When they are disturbed, they will marvel. Yes, because you recognize the authenticity of the. Yep. Good night, dude. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciated your company. When they are disturbed, they will marvel. So we have this wonderful potential as human beings. The intellect is, or whatever that fucking thing is just brilliant, and it's held in equal across the population, and will reign over all. And we'll fucking have a look at what I'm doing. No, I'm going to another hangout. I'm fresh as a daisy, contrary to what. Hang on. I'll see if I can get the link for you. Oh, pardon me. It's just your ego, Rob. Jello loves Sandra. So this is this Simon Dunk that that other old poof is suggesting that I'm having an affair with or some crap. This is what he says. Jello loves Sandra. So the coalition is exposed. It's just your ego. So they're convinced that I have an ego. They're just convinced. They can't get that through there. Nah, back off. Oh, hang on. Run. I was going. Oh, shit. All right. This is the bitch coming back. See what she's got to say. Rob, I was going to say I personally care about mental illness and was going to explain why, but you don't deserve actually caring, I guess. Yeah, but I understand that. I fucking know exactly what you're up to, right? And that's really, really unkind of you, you terrible human being. You have no idea how unkind that is. But all I was going to do, I just wanted you to explain your credentials for speaking about that. And what you wanted to do was broadcast, and this is what you pricks do. I'm fucking wide awake to you people. You wanted to broadcast, you know, on a subject. I just simply wanted to know. I wasn't going to censor you, but I simply wanted to know what your credentials were. And if you didn't have them, then I was going to say, well, you know, perhaps you shouldn't be commenting on things that you're not skilled or trained in doing. Too many people on the internet fucking take on the role of expert and broadcast information, and, you know, it's just untrue. And if you do that, you create fucking, for other people, disconnects from reality. And that's exactly what this fucking ego problem is. So you perpetuate a problem for humanity. It's really that simple. And fucking you people are really simple. So you've got your point across. I hope that pleases you somewhat, but you're fucking wrong. Oh, and the other thing is, you know, I report regularly, you know, because when you're on lithium, you have to front up regularly, monthly. They do blood tests, check out everything. Then there's no drama except, right, and get this, the bloody, the side effects that this fucking stupid, terrible drug lithium is. But, you know, I don't complain. I just go with the flow, work with what I know. Okay, good. Done. Oh, wait a minute. I just need to get the address. So where are we? Right, here we go. Right, we've got, oh, shit, we got a link. We got a link. Oh, and Helena. Because I want to catch up with this Helena dude or whatever. Oh, come on, you prick. Copy. So there you are, dude. Oops. That's the link. I'll be there in a second. I'm just going to finish my meal first. What do you want? Oh, right. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, that's what I just said. It's Wolf King. Wolf King. It's Wolfie. I shouldn't have perhaps broadcast that, but it doesn't matter. I mean, if they fuck around with that. So you know what's going to happen now. You know what? You fucking... Nah. But what you just did, I should have fucking paid more attention. But it's okay. It's okay. What they're going to do now is they're all going to jump on that link and they're going to come across, you know. So let's go. I'm going to go right now because I need to get in there. See you, dude.